City Council public hearing will now be called to order. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Councilors Kadim?
Here.
Dion?
Here.
Kilby?
Here.
La Liberty LeBeau?
Here.
Lee?
Here.
Peckham?
Here.
Pelletier?
Here.
Pereira?
Present.
And President Ponti.
Here, pursuant to the open meeting law, any person may make an audio or video recording of this public meeting or may transmit the meeting through any medium. Attendees are therefore advised that such recordings or transmissions are being made whether perceived or unperceived by those present and are deemed acknowledged and permissible. First item on our agenda is public hearings. In our public hearing is an auto body shop. Is there a motion to open the hearing?
moved.
Motion to open
Second.
made by Councilor Kadim, seconded by Councilor Kilby. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Auto repair shop for Tanya Castro and Marco Rojos of 355 Columbia Street, doing business as RNC Auto Sales for a license to operate and run an auto repair shop at 2291 South Main Street on Lot B050015 in the assessor's plan. There are restrictions noted. Hours of operation will be limited to Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., and auto repair only. Calling all proponents wishing to speak on this item, calling all proponents. Hearing none, calling all opponents wishing to speak, calling all opponents. Madam Clerk, anything written?
No, Mr.
Motion
President.
to close.
Motion to close the
Second.
hearing has been
Second.
made by Councilor Kadim, seconded by Councilor Dion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item 2, Massachusetts Electric Company, public hearing. Motion to open.
Motion so
Made by Councilor Peckham, seconded by Councilor Lee. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Underground conduits for Massachusetts Electric Company for an underground conduit location as follows. Bradford Avenue, National Grid requests to install approximately 246 feet of 2x4 PVC conduits and P24 and a new HDHH 44-1, and install approximately 316 feet of 2-4 PVC conduits for a new HDHH 441 and two existing MH44 on South Main Street in accordance with Plan Number 29746-176 dated November 8th, 2021. Massachusetts Electric Company for an underground I'm sorry, disregard that. Is there any proponents wishing to speak on this item? Calling all proponents. Calling all opponents wishing to speak. Calling all opponents. Madam Clerk?
We have none, Mr. President.
Motion to close.
Second.
Has been made by Councilor Kadim, seconded by Councilor Peckham. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Number 3, Massachusetts Electric Company for an underground conduit location. Motion to open.
Motion.
Made by Councilor Peckham.
Second.
Seconded by Councilor Dion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Massachusetts Electric Company for an underground conduit location as follows. On Morgan Street, National Grid requests to install approximately 79 feet of 2x4 PVC conduits from P33 to existing MH4 at Morgan Street in accordance with Plan Number 29575-229 dated November 8th, 2021. Calling all proponents wishing to speak on this item, calling all proponents. Calling all opponents wishing to speak, calling all opponents.
Motion to
Madam.
close. Second.
Motion to close has been made by Councilor Kadim, seconded by Councilor Peckham. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Number 4, Massachusetts Electric Company for an underground conduit location. Motion to open.
Motion so
Made by Councilor Peckham,
Second.
seconded by Councilor Dion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Massachusetts Electric Company for an underground conduit location as follows. Plymouth Avenue, National Grid requests to install a new pole P14-2 and 2/4 conduit from P14/2 to a manhole MH5 at Plymouth Avenue in accordance with Plan Number 29574-803 dated March 8th, 2020. Calling all proponents wishing to speak on this item, calling all proponents. Calling all opponents wishing to speak, calling all opponents. Hearing none. Madam Clerk?
We have none, Mr. President.
Motion to
Motion
close has been
closed.
made by
Second.
Councilor Kadim, seconded by Councilor Dion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn our Committee on Finance has been made by Councilor Kadim.
Public hearings.
Second.
I'm sorry, Public Hearings has been made by Councilor
Second.
Kadim, seconded by Councilor Pereira. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Forest City Council Committee on Finance will now be called to order. Madam Clerk.
Councilors Kadim?
Here.
Dion?
Here.
Kilby?
Here.
La Liberty LeBeau? Here. Lee?
Here.
Peckham?
Here.
Pelletier?
Here.
Pereira?
Here.
And President Ponti.
Here, pursuant to the open meeting law, any person may make an audio or video recording of this public meeting or may transmit the meeting through any medium. Attendees are therefore advised that such recordings or transmissions are being made whether perceived or unperceived by those present and are deemed acknowledged and permissible. First item is citizens' input. Actually, we want to do those citations now?
Yes.
Let's do citations and then citizens input. Counselors, there's a couple counselors. Counselor Peckham, you want to go first?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep.
Okay, so the first citation that I would like to give out, I have quite a few here, and had been meeting over the last 2 years to give some of these out, and I finally was able to at this meeting. James Borden, if you don't mind, can you come down? Yeah, as long as we stay 6 feet away, I don't have a problem with that. All right, so this city citation, Mr. Borden, is for recognition of your heroic actions as the driver of Engine 6 during the Fall Winds apartment fire on January 1st, 2019. Your quick and professional actions while being the first apparatus on scene quite possibly saved many lives. Be it further resolved that the Fall River City Council extends best wishes for continued success, and this resolution be entered into the record of the City Council. The reason I bring this up is there was many awards given, and for some reason there was some oversight. And your truck was first on scene, your crew was the first in the building, you guys, you're all heroes to me. And when I found out that you didn't get the citation or an award, I felt that it was just, and you definitely should receive it. So
Very
with
much
that,
appreciated. Thank you so much.
thank you, firefighter. Mr. Bonner.
Go down the line, and we'll fist bump you. That's okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Do I have anybody from Joe Torres' family here, or a representative of dispatcher?
No.
Chief, if you don't mind. All right, this is gonna be a tough one. We both knew Joe for a very long time.
Yes.
So Joe Torres, dispatcher that passed away from the Fall River Police Department recently, I am awarding the city citation posthumously, awarding the city citation for his 29-plus years of service to the city of Fall River and dedicating his life to public safety. His commitment to the citizens of Fall River and the officers he watched over will be missed tremendously. Be it further resolved that the Fall River City Council hereby stands in solemn remembrance for a moment of silent prayer, and that his resolution be entered into the records. Mr. President, may I ask for a moment of silent prayer? Mr. Torres.
Everybody can please rise in the chamber for a moment of silent prayer.
Thank you guys very much, Chief.
Thank you.
My pleasure. You get to this.
I will certainly get this to his family. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Do you have anything to say about Joe, Chief?
No, I mean, Joe was just a valued employee, and we can't say how much we're going to miss him and how much he meant to the police department.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Thank you, Chief.
Councilor Lee?
Just for you, for your knowledge, we'll do everything we can from the ordinance committee to make sure that that dedication you wanted to make at the last council meeting is followed through the right way.
I appreciate that.
No problem.
Thank you. Next one is for Kevin Machado. Was he able to make it? Kevin Machado is also a Fall River firefighter, and I gave him the city citation in recognition for his heroic actions on May 18th of 2021 during a multiple shooting at a city park. While off duty, he placed himself in harm's way, rendering and rendering aid and performing life-saving measures on injured victims. Be it further resolved that the City of Fall River City Council extends its best wishes for continued success, and that this resolution be entered into records of the City Council, adopted December 28th, 2021. I will make sure that I personally get this to Firefighter Machado. Mr. Barlow, come on down. How we doing, sir?
Not bad, not bad.
All right, as most people know, Rick is a very, he's a big asset to the city of Fall River. Rick does a lot. He gives back a lot of his time, does things for the city. And I noticed during the whole PPE thing, when we were first getting into masks, that Mr. Bala was making masks for the firefighters, custom masks with the logos on them and whatnot. And he was assisted by Mrs. Marcy Yitkin. I also have an award for Miss Yitkin as well. She's unable to be here tonight. They're both written in the same way, but I'll recognize them separately. Mr. Barlow, in recognition of your compassion and efforts to protect our Fall River firefighters by making and supplying each one with custom-made essential PPE masks, the importance of the safety of our first responders did not go unnoticed by you. You taking your personal time is greatly appreciated by the city of Fall River. Be it further resolved that the Fall River City Council extends best wishes for continued success, and that this resolution be entered into the records of the City Council, adopted December 28th, 2021. Thank you for everything you do, Rick. All right, last but definitely not least, the counterpart to Mr. Barlow, Mrs. Marcy Yitkin, who was unable to attend tonight. Same project, another asset to the city of Fall River. In recognition of your compassion and efforts to protect our Fall River firefighters by making and supplying each one with a custom-made essential PPE mask, the importance of the safety of our first responders did not go unnoticed by you. You taking your personal time is greatly appreciated by the city of Fall River. Be it further resolved that the Fall River City Council extends best wishes for continued success, and this resolution be entered into the records of the City Council, adopted December 28th, 2021. Mrs. Yitkin, I know you're watching. Thank you for everything you've done. And with that, Mr. President,
Thank
I
you,
am
Counselor.
done.
Thank you, Counselor. Counselor Ferrara?
If I could have Mr. Tony Abreu down here. And if you want to bring your godchild with you, you can.
Oh, she's not my godchild, it's my little niece.
Please don't disrupt what's happening here.
You know, Angels Anonymous does a lot of good work in the city of Fall River, and they're sometimes unsung heroes of all the work that they do. And I figured if I gave Mr. Abreu a citation, maybe he'd make some casurla for us someday, because he does make the best casurla.
See,
But-
they lied, they said this was for all of us, I didn't know this was for me.
They lied to you?
They did.
Even your mother came, could eat. So to Tony Abreu as Angels Anonymous Vice President, in recognition of being selected by the Kraft family of the New England Patriots Foundation for the Patriots Difference Maker of the Week Award. Come on, Ronan, you can come with us.
Oh, yeah.
But certainly,
Thank you very much.
congratulations, and we certainly appreciate
Oh, thank you so much.
everything you and the president of Angels Anonymous, as well as every single person that helps out. You are truly our unsung heroes with the gifts for Christmas, the food for everyone. Thank you.
No, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
See, I
Deputy Chief first.
Madam Vice President?
Deputy Chief Cullen, if you could come down. Chief Garvin, if you could come down as well. So Deputy Chief Cullen is retiring from the Fall River Police Department after 42 years of service. And on behalf of the council, we would like to recognize and honor your service here and thank you for your service to the city of Fall River. We have a citation, be it resolved that the City Council hereby extends its commendation to Charles J. Cullen, Deputy Police Chief, in honor and recognition of 42 years of service to the Fall River Police Department, with best wishes on your retirement.
I would just like to congratulate Deputy Cullen on his pending retirement, and on behalf of the department, thank him for his 42-plus years of service, which started back in 1979, and we wish him nothing but a happy and healthy retirement. Thank you.
Chief, can I ask a question? Chief Garvin,
Ma'am, yes.
to Deputy Chief Cullen. Out of those 42 years, always on time, every single day, never late once.
I can't remember. I
Never
don't
a
think-
sick day.
I don't think I was on the department when he
Back
had his-
then?
when he actually realized the sick
Oh,
day.
I guess I'm a little bit older than you. I've been around. So, Deputy Chief Cullen, that's amazing, and I knew your father well, and I know that he's looking down on you, and he is very proud of his son.
You guys
What happens when you're old? Remember things.
You're an iPhone user now. All right. Is there
Mr. President, I have two more to give.
Okay.
The first is to Councilor Peckham. You want to come up? You know what these read like, so congratulations to you for your service to the city of Fall River. I know you'll stay involved. We also got your plaque to hang up. So thank you so much for your service. Mr. President,
Yes.
from the council to you. A citation for your 60 years of dedicated service and your 4 years as council president. Thank you very much. I know you'll both stay involved. I would expect no less from either one of you. And we did a plaque.
Thank you for that. Okay.
But from all of us, so thank you.
Nobody make a motion. Nobody's presiding.
Open me a little
Okay, now let's get back to work. Okay.
Oh, no, I was gonna say it from now.
So we're not done yet. I have notes.
Oh, boy.
So, on behalf of the council and your 6 years of service, I wanted to personally thank you. And I promised that I
You're going to
actually,
keep it short, right?
I did not promise that I would keep it short. You did say you didn't want to be emotional, so I was going to just tell one little story.
Okay.
Cliff and I were elected together in the election in 2015, and we have served 3 terms, 2 with you as council president. We have served 2 administrations, and it has been a very interesting 6 years. What I've learned in those 6 years is that your work ethic is like none I've ever seen. You're one of the most giving and generous people that I've ever had the pleasure to know, and that you absolutely love this city. I know everyone says that, but you were born here, raised here, your family's here, you have a very successful business, you have the ability to live anywhere you want, but you still choose to make Fall River your home. On top of real estate, you've opened 2 businesses here and also ran for office. So unfortunately for the council, this past term, you made a decision to run for mayor and gave up your opportunity to run for council. So we are not going to have you back in council chambers, but I do believe we'll see you on a ballot again very soon. I hope we'll see you on a ballot again very soon. No offense to Mayor Coogan, he's made very public, he only wants 1 more term. And I believe if we see you on that ballot and you are elected mayor, that you will be here for a very long time. And that would be just exactly what the city of Fall River needs. Whenever anybody speaks about Fall River, sorry, I don't mean to have my back to you. If you show them pictures of, 50 years ago, they talk about how wonderful it is, the downtown, how it was, there was so many businesses and there were so many people, and everyone gets very nostalgic about it. So when I was thinking of what a good gift would be, I thought of this right here, if you want to come down. Something that, no, it's not an accordion. Michelle has that on her desk. Something that
It's a widget.
goes to what the city once was and what I think it would be again with you at the helm. So that is the original City Hall. It's a watercolor done by the artist George Stetson, who was born and raised here. He now lives over the bridge, but he was willing and able to do that for us. And that's it.
Thank you.
Mr. President, can I get the floor real quick? Listen, Pam almost had you crying, almost. I seen a little bit of a tear, but I just want to acknowledge, President Ponte. I had the opportunity when I first came on the school committee to see a very young Cliff Ponte come before the school committee every single meeting, advocating for whether it was something for the teachers or the students. It was him and Andrew Galveo, the student body leaders, and they were a cornerstone at the school committee meetings. And just to see his progression from being a student, then moving on to real estate, and then seeing him make the transition over to the public life was something to behold. And we had a conversation the first time he decided he was going to run for city council, or was considering running for city council. And just to see that progression and that transformation and the growth there was amazing. But I got to say that you're the best president that I've served with. Granted, you're the only president that I served under, but still the best president that I've served with. And just the growth that we've seen over the last 6 years has been amazing, and you've been a pleasure to work with. So I echo the sentiments of my colleague in C4. Hopefully this is not the end. I'm sure there's a lot to come, and I know you're going to do tremendous things, even with your downtime, and I'm sure it's not going to be golf or anything like that. It's,
No.
I'm hearing that he's going to be adding to the menu over at Almax. There's going to be hot cheese sandwiches
Yeah.
during the summer. So if anybody likes hot cheese sandwiches, just go to Almax. So with that,
Thank you, Counselor.
congratulations.
Thank you. Counselor in seat 2, Counselor Leon.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank you. When I started 2 years ago, you were willing to help, to explain, to guide all the new people through the process, explain to us, what we should expect. And I just kind of like to set the record straight in terms of, perception is one thing and reality is totally different. The perception was, we just followed you. We just, whatever the president wanted, we did. The reality of that is not the truth. We were able to have discussions, disagree. We far from always agreed on many subjects, but yet we always were able to maintain respect, develop a friendship, and it didn't matter which side you were on or which side I was on. And I give you credit for that, because I am who I am, and people who know me know that. And you and I were able to just be ourselves, and I appreciate being able to work with you for the last 2 years. Thank you.
Thank you. Counselor in seat 5, Counselor Lee.
I feel I have to add to all this, and I didn't anticipate that I had to say anything, but now I'm feeling compelled to. We started off, I ran in 2015, and I was just at the bottom, and I was right there, and we were going back and forth on several different topics, during that whole time. And when I finally got elected in 2019, we hit it off right from the jump. I think that we put all that other stuff aside, we put all the differences aside, and we were able to work together as colleagues. And it was a pleasure for me to have that, have that experience the past 2 years. I don't know how it's going to go from here. I don't know how this is going to go, and I just appreciated the fact that we were able to work together, even if we were still on opposite ends of some of these votes and things like that. The respect and the communication and just everything that came with the package was much appreciated by me. And I hope that as I continue to be on the council, if the people elect me to be, that I carry that on, and the new councils that come down and things like that, I can also do the same things for them that you did for me as well. So I appreciate that.
Thank you. Counselor in seat 6, Counselor Peckham.
All right. So we've known each other, roughly 15 years through the baseball, umpiring. Not much has changed since then, except neither one of us has hair. And
Neither one of you have here.
yeah, we did at one point. And I saw a kid, and you're quite a few years younger than me. And when I think back to then, you had this leadership ability about you on the field as an umpire to be able to take charge and run a game. And we both know, as umpires, it's a very important part of the game is the structure, and you were able to keep structure while umpiring. And I'm going back to you maybe being, 17 or 18 at the time. Also, I'm going to echo what my fellow councils have said. When I was first elected, you called me right away, and so did Council Vice President, and said, we're going to ease you into this. There's a lot to learn, which there was. 2-year terms for a councilor, I feel. A lot of people want to argue that it should be 2. It literally takes a good whole year to learn the parliamentary procedures, to learn when to lift something from the table, whatever the case may be. But you were there to help us and guide us through that, and with that, I'm always going to be appreciative. And before you do start crying, I don't want to see it, we're on TV.
It's all done, yeah.
I'm going to yield the floor, Mr. President, for the last time. Thank you.
Counselor in seat 7, Counselor Pelletier.
Thank you. I'd certainly like to take this opportunity to thank my colleague here on the right that did lose the elections, but it's not the end of the world. I know you've done a lot for the fire department and the police department and everybody else in the city that you've done something for. And, you gotta think, Council Pelletier, he come back and you can come back. And I can tell you right now, there'll be an open seat. And there may be a couple of open seats here, what I hear. So I would say that you coming back, save your sign. Don't be a fool like me. I threw them out 2 times. I'm not trying to say, oh, we better get some signs, So remember that from the old man.
If I can respond to Councilor Pelletier, and I do call you my favorite counselor, do I not? You have been for years, for many, many years.
Thank you very much.
And I will say the old school style with Councilor Pereira, yourself, and me growing up in politics, holding signs, and you were just that Fall River guy, and I appreciated that. I appreciated the Fall River accent, because I have it myself. Yours might be a little worse than mine, but I appreciated the realness, and I thank you for your kind words, Counsel. I do, thank you.
You know, I think about it and I says, how did I do this for 30 years, 32 years, 35? I said, wow. I don't know what it was, my charm or the charming, who knows? Who knows? But as far as the president goes, I've worked with many, as Linda, and, you know, I would put you in the top tree. It had to be tree, right, you know? And I like working with you, and you kind of give me some directions, and you help me out in many times, you know? So I think you've done a good job. Not done, you've done a good job as a counselor. You've done a good job as a president. And I got to know you pretty good. I consider you a friend. And maybe someday you'll be able to help me out if I run for mayor. But whatever it takes, you know, don't get discouraged. You've come a long way since you were a kid with the business that you own and the ability to open 2 restaurants. Bad enough you open 1, you open 2. Let me tell you, that's a challenge. I've been in it. I know how hard it is, and I gotta give you credit for everything that you do. And I'm sure at your age, you'll maybe come back, see what the water is like, and put your toe in a little bit. And maybe next time, you could be the mayor of the city of Fall River. I won't be a counselor then, but I certainly would support you. So you got your first support here.
Thanks.
So with that, good luck, whatever you decide to do. I know you're not gonna go fishing,
Nope.
and you're not gonna go cruising. You probably just go out there and make some money for the next election. With that, I yield. Thank you.
Counselor in seat 3, Counselor Kilby.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. It's been an honor to serve under you. I also have known you for many years. I believe I met your father before I knew you. And you're right down from coaching Pop Warner to being so active, as Councilor Kadim said, at Derby. The city needs people like you. The city needs people like Cliff Pont and Chris also. Really, really do, and I mean that. We've well, not all of us, but some of us have lost elections. I know I have. I know Linda has. I know Leo has. And it's difficult. It's difficult. You go from work to a decompression where you evaluate things, but I guarantee you, and I consider you a friend as well, you're going to be back, and you're going to be back strong. Things happen for a reason, and we've had this conversation before. I just wish you well. I hope this past election hasn't strained our relationship at all. I don't think it has, in my mind anyway. I know the type of person you are, and there's definitely, the city of Fall River needs people like you, Cliff.
Thank you.
I yield.
I honestly think that Leo and I have probably known you the longest because your grandmother was our council secretary and you're a little rugrat that used to come around and sit at desks and take pictures sitting here. And then you ended up sitting right at this very desk. So I'm showing my age here, but we do remember that. Claudette was always very, very proud of you, and I'm sure she still is. And like Leo said, running 2 restaurants, I've run a restaurant. I owned Harry's Restaurant for years. Leo's owned a restaurant. Really tough to do. So to do 2 of them, God bless you. And you know, like I told you after the election, I've lost 2. There's no shame in losing, because it takes guts to put your name on a ballot. Whether you win or you lose, it shows that you have guts. And I would encourage anybody who's lost an election, come back. Sometimes you don't make it the first time, but at least you had the courage and the love of this city to put your name out there. With that, I yield, and you can take over the floor and get this meeting going, Mr.
Thank you.
President.
I just want to take a couple moments to just to thank you all very much. You
Here
know,
it comes.
it's all Sean's fault, that's why. It's been an honor to preside over this council and the council from before. I didn't have a speech planned or prepared or anything like that, but I wanted to thank you all very much. The prior council as well, and the clerks as well, the city council office and the clerks. They make our jobs a lot easier when you sit there, but when you sit up here, they make your jobs even easier. So I'm grateful for you all very much, and for everybody that's here that I've had the pleasure to work with, my family as well. The residents of this community have been great to me. I've fared very well on city council races, but not the mayor's race, but that's okay. But I have zero regrets this past summer running for mayor. I believe I was right on the issues. I believe I spoke about the issues, and I'm proud of the people that I surrounded myself with my entire 6 years being an elected official. A lot of you have made a tremendous impact on my life as well. And I knew coming into tonight, it would be an extremely challenging meeting for me because there's some friends here that I'm going to really miss working with, and I want you guys to know that. So with that being said, we're going to do citizens input now, Daryl. 3 minutes. Yeah, you're right. Daryl Gagnon, 76 Frost Street, Fall River, regarding the Durfee Bells.
Here we go again. Close friend, he still calls me Gagnon. When it's Gagnon.
I did it purposely.
Oh, my goodness. I am Daryl Gagnon. And before I begin my brief comments, and they are brief, about the resolution that I proposed for you to consider tonight, that's a Durfee High School Bells, a resolution for their rededication. I wanted to let out the secret for Leo Pelletier and why he was so successful in politics. In 1979, I beat him. Leo said, Daryl, I gave out so many ham and bean meals. If everybody that had one of my meals voted for me, I would have beat you. The next time he ran, chow mein sandwiches. And 5 times he was the top vote getter in the city of Fall River. That was the secret to Leo's success. So let's get that out there publicly.
Hey, I did chow mein too, and it didn't work, so.
I am not a Durfee High School graduate, but I was lucky enough that destiny had me meet and marry a high school graduate by the name of Loretta Deschaines. She changed my life forever, just as many thousands of Durfee graduates have changed the lives of people, not only locally, but in the state, in the nation, and yes, throughout the world. Durfee High School graduates. It all began 134 years ago. The first graduation class, 1887. Bells began ringing back then, pealing and tolling for people then and now for the past. The purpose of the resolution that I'm presenting to you tonight is very simple. You have copies of it, so I'm not going to read it. 3 things. 1, to remember the history of the Durfee Bells. 2, to recognize people who have been involved with the Bells. And 3, to rekindle Durfee pride citywide.
Motion to waive the rules, go over the time limit.
Motion to waive the rules has been made by
Second.
Councilor Lee, seconded by Councilor Peckham. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Am I done?
You can keep it.
I forgot how the
No
procedures
rules.
work. Okay, first of all, for the comment about remember. Please remember and help us promote the fact that the Durfee Bells began with only 9 bells in the early generations, but now number 23 bells, giving them the rare distinction of being classified as Carillon. Durfee High School is the only public high school in the United States of America with that distinct honor. That is national distinction. I would like to see the bells become the beacon of the New Durfee, the crown jewel of the New Durfee, like the Hilltoppers have been in athletics throughout the generations. Recognition. Fred TV, F-R-E-D TV, is producing a video about the history of the Durfee Bells. I think that is going to be something we're all going to want to treasure in seeing. My computer crashed this last week, so I was not able to get input from them because I wanted to get an update on the progress of the video. I apologize for the virus that hit my computer, like it's been hacking a lot of your computers. Okay, rekindling pride. The bells in our belfry, that's the center tower at the New Durfee High School, again, should be a beacon. We have a lot of promotion for bells. Edgar Allan Poe wrote the poem, Bells. The poet John Donne wrote, For Whom the Bells Toll. And the bells toll for you and I and for all the graduates past. The writer Ernest Hemingway wrote this book, For Whom the Bells Toll. And again, bells toll for you and I and for all generations past. Thousands of hilltoppers, athletes, local, state, and national, individual stars and star champions, the bells toll for all of them. Thousands of mill workers in the early generations produced products that were used worldwide. Military personnel, men and women, starting off with, yes, Teddy Roosevelt's Rough Riders, World War I, World War II, Korean War, Vietnam War, the Middle East, and other conflicts have served around the world as our ambassadors. The final comment, the colors of the Durfee colors are black and red. Again, to the Hilltoppers, how many of our football players, basketball players, baseball players, wrestlers, and other sports have gotten black and blue from the efforts that they gave that made them the champions that many of them have become? And the red that was shed by the men and women that served in our military forces around the world. And remember, not only did Durfee High School produce privates and sergeants, but also generals and admirals. From the hills of Fall River, thousands of men and women have served in leadership positions as city councilors and school committee members. Thousands of Durfee graduates have went on, maybe not thousands, but maybe certainly hundreds, went on not from the Durfee Hills, but to Beacon Hill, and some even to Capitol Hill. So I just finished by saying I hope that you can take a look at the resolution that I wrote, not for myself, but for my wife and other Durfee graduates that I've come to know and to love, and to make a motion just to adopt it and forward it to the school committee to give them the encouragement they need to give this new high school the best dedication they possibly can, and the rededication of the Durfee Bells. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Next item on our agenda is transfers and appropriations. On item 1, on full council, the mayor, in an order appropriating $20,000 from financial service salaries to financial service expenses. I don't think there's anybody from the administration here.
So
Is there any questions, comments, thoughts, concerns on this item? Council in seat 2, Councilor Dion?
The only question that I would have is, how far is 20,000 going to take the purpose of the 20,000?
Do you have any idea? You want to come on down?
Mr. President, I do not. I'm just here to watch. I apologize.
Oh,
I can certainly find out for you and get an answer to the council
sure.
maybe tomorrow, if that's okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
If I
Council in
mean,
seat 1?
if I just had to take a guess, if we just say $150 an hour, $200
it's
an hour.
125.
So 125, so if it was 200, it would be 100 hours, right? So you're gonna get a little bit more, so that's roughly where you're gonna be at.
Okay, then I yield.
Thank you, Councilor in seat 8, Councilor Pearl.
I did call because that was a question that I had, and it was at $125 an hour. And they couldn't take it, from anything. They had to take the extra $20,000 out. But I did ask, so I know it was 125. With that, I yield. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further questions, comments, concerns on this item? Hearing none.
Well, actually, I do have a question.
Councilor in seat 5, Councilor Lee.
It was relayed that he's already began. Has he already begun working?
I believe,
Yes.
you talk about Mr. Iacopone?
Yes.
I believe he has, yes.
So will some of this be retro or?
That I don't have the answer
Okay,
to.
all right, I yield, thank you.
I do know that he started, at least from my understandings, the day after Mrs. Sahadi left City Hall.
Okay.
Anything else?
That's it.
Council in seat 2, Councilor Dion.
So I guess on that line, he's been working with no money? I mean, we don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the process. I don't know if they followed 30B. I don't have any of the answers to any of these questions. Unfortunately, they don't have anybody they can send either right now. So certainly, you know, the city council has their ability come budget season next year to reduce, reject, or approve. If the council decides to approve this without the information, it's on them or on us, unless they got their questions answered by the mayor prior to the meeting.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to think we're not issuing IOUs. With that, I yield.
Thank you. Councilor in seat 8, Councilor Pereira.
I did ask questions about that when I called the mayor's office to find out. And what I did find out, because I asked if this individual was going to come on board, if we were going to have to play benefit package, et cetera, and it's not. It's a 1099, so he's just under a contract, so we don't pay any health insurance or any of that. And it's part-time for 20 hours a week for $125 an hour.
And
That
I believe,
helps
and I
everybody.
believe his duty was to prepare the budget, correct? Help prepare the budget,
Correct, correct.
from what I'm hearing.
With that, I yield.
Thank you. Councilor in seat 1, Councilor Kadim.
No, I was just going to say something similar to Counselor in seat 8. I guess in terms of the question as to whether or not he's being paid, I'm assuming he is being paid. It's coming out of the expense account, so they're just obviously reallocating some of the expenses that have already been budgeted. I don't have the budget in front of me now, but I would assume that they're looking to just kind of transfer the monies back in there so that they can support the expenses that were originally approved by, or not, that were originally submitted by the mayor for the, I guess, the treasurer's office. I'm assuming that's where it's coming from. So with that, I would echo the same statement as you. I would just question whether or not, and that's not really our role and responsibility in terms of making sure that procurement has been followed, but procurement does need to be followed under 30B. Anything between 10,000 and 50,000 does require a solicitation of 3 bids. So I know the services that are being provided are not exempt under 30B, so that's all that would have to be done. Outside of that, the transfer is pretty straightforward, so I'd support it. I yield.
Anything further? All right, motion to adjourn our Committee on Finance.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn has been made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. 10 minutes. Floor of a city council meeting will now be called to order. Madam Clerk.
Councilors Kadim?
Here.
Dion?
Here.
Kilby? Here. La Liberty LeBeau?
Here.
Lee?
Here.
Peckham?
Here.
Pelletier?
Here.
Pereira?
Here.
And President Ponti.
Here, if everybody in the chamber could please rise for a moment of silent prayer. Thank you, and a salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Pursuant to the open meeting law, any person may make an audio or video recording of this public meeting or may transmit the meeting through any medium. Attendees are therefore advised that such recordings or transmissions are being made whether perceived or unperceived by those present and are deemed acknowledged and permissible. Madam Clerk.
The first item before you is the mayor's request and financial order that the sum of $20,000 be and the same is hereby appropriated as follows. From the financial services salaries to financial services expenses.
Motion to adopt?
Motion to adopt has been made by Councilor Kilby, seconded by Councilor Lee. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Item number 2 is the Traffic Commission recommending amendments to the ordinances.
Motion to refer to ordinance.
Motion to refer to ordinance has been made by Councilor Pereira, seconded by
Second.
Councilor Peckham. Discussion. Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Can we take item 3 through 9 together?
Second.
Motion to take items 3 through 9 together has been made by Councilor Pereira, seconded by Councilor Kadim. Discussion. Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Items 3 through 9.
Motion to adopt?
Motion to
Second.
adopt all citations has been made by Councilor Kadim, seconded by Council Vice President. Discussion. Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Item number 10 is the order granting permission to Tanya Castro and Marco Rojas
Motion
for
to adopt.
permission to operate an auto repair shop at 2291 South
Second.
Main Street.
Motion to adopt has been made by Councilor Kadim, seconded by Councilor Peckham. Discussion. Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Councilor in seat 8,
I
discussion.
just have a question. How's the police report on that? Was there any concerns?
The police approved. We just have one restriction, and that are the hours of operation.
Okay.
That they're limited to Monday through Saturday from 8 AM to 7 PM, and that this is for auto repair only.
Thank you. With that, I yield.
Motion to adopt has been made and seconded. Hearing no further discussions. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Item number 11 is the order granting permission to Mass Electric for the underground conduit at Bradford Avenue.
Motion to adopt.
Motion to adopt
Yeah.
has been made by
President.
Councilor Kadim.
I have a question.
Yes.
Councilor in seat 7, Councilor Pelletier.
Thank you. They're gonna put 562 feet on South Main Street, right?
562 feet underground on
Underground
South
conduit.
Main.
How deep, how wide's the trench?
How wide is the?
Yeah.
Doesn't say.
Here we are on Main Street, gonna dig up almost 600 feet.
That we just fixed too, I think, didn't we?
Huh?
We just fixed that over there too, didn't we?
300, install approximately 316 feet.
It says 562.
No, it's
246. 246.
And then
Where
it
you
goes
reading that?
316 on South Main,
Mhm,
Bradford
South Main.
Avenue and South Main. Do you-
Well, the whole thing, you know, it would go on South Main Street, and we're digging it up, and how wide is it? It's just, what, a foot, 2 feet? All of them, you know, it's all the same thing.
Madam Clerk, is this item 2 on our public hearings,
This-
Bradford
Yes.
Avenue?
Yes.
So National Grid is requesting to install 246 feet, correct?
Yep.
Of
Yes.
two 4 PVC conduits.
Yep.
With a whole bunch of words here, whatever that means, and install approximately 316 feet of conduits as well on South Main Street. So they are all underground, so yes, Counselor, it would be,
They're not.
it is all underground conduit.
All on the ground, but you gotta dig the street up, right?
Unless, Counselor Pereira, you have any additional information?
I do, because I called today, or not today, I called the other day, when I got the agenda, because from South Main and Bradford Avenue, it's 246 feet, 316 feet. Then you have on Morgan Street another 79 feet.
Yeah.
Then on Plymouth Avenue, they're gonna attach it to, they're gonna put up a new pole, but they don't have anything in the engineering office. They came down here with this, you know, for us to have at public hearing, but there's no engineering form, there's nothing. When I called the engineering department, they didn't know anything.
We
And
have
they
a
said
sign off
that-
from the engineering department.
They
Madam-
said that somebody would be here from National Grid to talk about this.
Yes, we received something this afternoon from National Grid saying that they didn't have anyone available, but we didn't have enough time to reschedule the hearing. So if the council wishes to
To refer
table
it.
the matter or refer this to one of the subcommittees, we could invite someone to that meeting.
Because when I called, they were gonna call National Grid to make sure that somebody was here. National Grid hasn't even given this contract out to whoever their subcontractor is that's gonna dig up the streets. And I think people get very frustrated, as do I, that we've spent money, we've paved a street, and then all of a sudden National Grid or some other company comes in, tears up the street, they do curb to curb, which it still sinks, there's nobody there after to look at it, and I would make a motion to table items,
I'd second.
Second.
the three
Discussion
items
after a
that we
motion to
have
table.
on there. I don't know how you want to do it, Mr. President, but item
Can I-
11, 12, and
I would-
13.
I would suggest, totally up to you, that you refer this to a subcommittee for discussion so that you can find out a lot of your questions. I think I also have a question. Is it going curb to curb? They're gonna just do one
Right.
side of the street? So tabling it is going to bring it back up in full council and not necessarily refer it. So my suggestion would be to refer it to a subcommittee. It's totally at the will of the council to have a
Doesn't make-
discussion.
Yeah.
Public Works and
Public
Doesn't
Transportation.
make a
Works.
difference, refer it to Public Works and
Motion
Transportation.
to refer the item to
I'll
Public
second
Works and
that.
Transportation has been made by Councilor Pelletier, seconded by Councilor Lee. On the motion of the referral, Councilor Pelletier, you still have the floor.
No, I'm all set. I want to find out because we're digging up the streets and we don't know. I mean, you don't know if they're doing curb to curb or just whatever. And then A year down the road, it's all lousy job and everything else, and we don't wanna see that. And they should have been here tonight anyway. I mean, that's a lot of footage here that we're dealing with, and we're gonna have to deal with it after they get done. We wanna make sure we get it right, that's all. Hi, you.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, can you send a communication over to National Grid on the concerns raised tonight by the council? They want a representative here, and they also want to find out if it's going curb to curb in the process to make sure whoever's chairing that committee next year can invite them so that they can be here. Counselor in seat 5, Counselor Lee.
I was, when Counselor Pereira motioned the table, I was hoping we would be able to do a referral to a subcommittee, because I feel, even though I believe there are some ordinances that are in place, I believe there may be some more retooling we need to do to make sure there's a procedure in place every time we have these, coming down the line, whether it be Comcast, National Grid, or whoever, that we have at least some type of communication procedure so we know what the next steps are. So that I yield. Thank you.
Anything further? Counselor in seat 4, Counsel Vice President.
Yeah, so continuing on that line, Madam Clerk, does this go to engineering at all?
Yes, so, first off, Mass Electric was invited. They were invited to the hearing, as I said, and we did get a communication today, and they asked that the hearing be rescheduled, but unfortunately, this morning is far too late to reschedule the hearing. So I told the person that we were in contact with that we could not reschedule this hearing, but perhaps we could just refer this matter to a subcommittee. And this was sent to the engineering department. At the time, the engineering department didn't have a city engineer, but we did have a consultant who did sign off.
Okay.
So that was back, we sent it on December 15th. We received something back on the 26th
Okay.
of
And that's the
December. So we
process.
did receive a sign off.
So that way, if someone else is doing work or the city has any work planned, they could work on this at the same time, so we don't have to have the roads open multiple times. Thank you, I
Yeah.
yield.
Thank you. Counselor in seat 7, Counsel Pelletier.
We're gonna send 11, 12, and 13, right?
We will when we get to those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, all right,
I would
that's
imagine this is all part of the same project, so, yeah, I would
Just to make sure.
suggest they all go.
Thank you. I yield.
Thank you. Anything further on item 11? Hearing none. Motion to refer to Public Works and Transportation has been made and seconded. Hearing no further discussions. All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item 12.
Item 12 would be the order granting
Motion to
permission
refer to Public
for
Works and
Morgan Street.
Transportation.
Second.
Motion to refer the item to Public Works and Transportation has been made by Councilor Pereira, seconded by Council Vice President. Discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
And item 13 would be the order for
Motion
Plymouth
to
Avenue for
refer to
underground.
Public Works and
Second.
Transportation.
Motion to take, motion to refer item 13 to Public Works and Transportation has been made by Councilor Pereira, seconded by Councilor Pelletier. Discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor? Opposed? The ayes have it.
Have the police chief's report?
Motion to adopt. the
Motion to
file.
adopt the police chief's report has been made by Councilor Peckham.
Second.
Seconded by Councilor Dion. Discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Item number 15 is Town Transportation's request for a new taxi cab vehicle.
We have yet to receive the police chief's approval on this. We could adopt it pending the police chief's approval, or you can refer it if you need it.
Motion to adopt pending police chief's approval.
Motion to
I'll
adopt
second.
pending the police chief's approval has been made by Councilor Kadim, seconded by Councilor Pereira. Discussion, Councilor in seat 7, Councilor Pelletier.
Just one question. They were having trouble getting someone to take care of the meters
That's all set.
because we had nobody in place. Got somebody now checking the meters
Yes.
so they can put it there.
That's
How
all
long
set.
have they been on the job?
I think at least 3 to 4 weeks, at
3,
least.
4 weeks? And the individual's got experience with that? Yeah. Yeah? Okay,
Yeah, so all of their meters are all set.
they're all set.
Right now, they're just waiting for the sign-off from the police department. So if the council grants this application pending the police chief, as soon as that's signed off, we're able to issue the license. So there
He
won't
had a
be
lot
any,
of-
there won't be
He
a
had a lot of
holdup.
concerns, he was worried that he couldn't get anybody to check him out, and then it was costing him money, so want to make sure that that's taken care of, and the guy can operate his business like he has to, and not have to wait to put somebody in that position, and people are gonna wait, you know?
I think there was just an issue connecting with, just connecting with the individuals and the person who's in place, but the licenses are all ready to go. They're all processed in my office, and they will be issued within the next couple of days.
Nice job, I yield.
Just a
Thank-
point of information, are we talking about the Sailor's Weights and
Yes.
measures, is that, okay.
Yes.
Motion to adopt and pending police chief's approval has been made and seconded. Hearing no further discussions, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Have auto body shop license renewals.
Motion to adopt the license renewals has been made by Councilor Kilby, seconded by Councilor Peckham. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Have auto repair shop license renewals.
Motion to adopt the
Second.
auto repair shop renewals has been made by Councilor Kadim, seconded by Councilor Peckham. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Item 18 is the request for the transfer of a license at, let me see.
Motion to adopt.
155
Yeah,
Williston.
155 Williston Street.
Motion to adopt has been
Second.
made by Councilor Kadim, seconded by Councilor Peckham. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Item 19 are claims.
Motion to refer to Corporation Council.
Motion to refer the item to Corporation Council has been made by Councilor Peckham, seconded by Councilor Dion. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Opposed? The ayes have it.
Item 20 is the communication regarding the Durfee High School bells.
Motion to adopt.
Motion to adopt and refer the item to the school committee
Yes.
I'll second that.
That's
has
my
been made
motion.
by Councilor Lee, seconded by Councilor Peckham. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Item 21 is the KP Law invoice.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve
Second.
the KP Law invoice made by Councilor Kadim, seconded
Second.
by Councilor Peckham. Discussion? Hearing
Roll
none,
call.
all those in favor?
Roll call.
Roll call.
Didn't he say to approve?
Motion to approve, yes.
On approval, Councilors Kadim,
Yes.
Dion,
Yes.
Kilby,
Yeah.
La Liberty LeBeau,
Yes.
Lee,
Yes.
Peckham,
Yes.
Pelletier,
Yes.
Pereira,
No.
and President Ponti.
Yes.
Item
We have-
22 and 23
Yes.
Together?
together?
Motion to take items 22 and
Second.
23 together has been made by Councilor Pereira, seconded by Councilor Dion. Discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Motion to approve items 22 and 23 together.
Motion so
Made
made.
by Councilor Pereira, seconded by Councilor Peckham. Discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor? Councilor in seat 7, Councilor Pelletier.
Whoa. Is he buying gold or selling gold?
No, 22
No,
and 23 on minutes.
Next one, next one.
Huh?
Next
22
one.
and 23 on minutes.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Motion to
Motion
approve
to
items,
Online?
approve table 13A.
hold on. Motion to approve items 22 and 23 together has
On
been made and
minutes.
seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item
Motion to
next-
lift 13A.
Second.
Motion to lift 13A from the table has been made by Councilor Pereira, seconded by Councilor Kilby. Discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
I think,
Opposed? The ayes have it. Motion to
no,
lift the
we're
item from
going
the
too
table has
fast.
been
Wait,
approved.
wait. We only
Fast.
approved doing them together. We didn't
We
take the
just-
next step.
We did. I did that secondly.
Oh.
Are you talking
okay.
about the city council minutes?
Yeah, 22
Yeah, I
and
did that.
23.
Those
All right,
did
we
that.
did it backwards? Okay.
No, we did it, taking it together, and then the next one was approve.
Okay.
I got it, I
It was
think.
approved together.
Sorry.
Item 13A is lifting the item from the table that's already been lifted.
Right.
Is there a resolution, is there a motion
Mo-
to adopt?
No, motion,
Motion to lift from the table's already been granted. Counselor
motion,
in seat 3.
yeah.
Thank you.
Counselor in seat 3.
Let-
At a regulations meeting, this individual had two conditions to meet. One was fire extinguishers, and another had to do with the electrical, switching electric to a gas heating system or whatever. It was very, very strong argument given by Chief Lynch that this is a very serious matter. Also, I received, really can't get into specifics, it wouldn't be appropriate, I received some communication from the Fall River Police Department, the chief himself, with regard to some issues over at this location, so, and with the individual who holds the license. So I would recommend that we give the matter leave to withdraw.
Second.
Motion to give the item leave to withdraw has been made by Counselor Kilby, seconded by Counselor Pereira. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
That's all we have, Mr. President.
Motion to
Motion
adjourn.
adjourned.
Motion to adjourn has been
Second.
made by Counselor
Everything's in
Kadim,
line?
seconded by Counselor Pereira. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Good night, it's been a pleasure.
Good night. Have a wonderful